There's a world record that no one has broken in 30 years. Most push-ups in 24 hours. A man did 46,001 push-ups, and it's weird that no one has broken it ever since, because as history shows, humans seem to get better and better every year. But this world record seems impossible to break. No one seems to really know what happened or how it was done, but this video claims to know what happened during the world record attempt and what it did to the record holder's body.
And see if they're true.
Or not.
One day before you're gonna break the world record, a full day of protein.
No, carbs.
Carbs.
You need carbs.
Carbs.
Energy.
Yeah, your muscles are filled up with glycogen, which are fueled by carbs. If you're gonna attempt this world record, I hope you didn't work out for like 7 days. 0 seconds in, you start the challenge. You start with a rested body and a good stretching exercise. Whoa.
It's 3, 2, 1, let's go! A bit of stretching.
You should warm up before the 24-hour timer starts. After 30 seconds, quick start. You go for it right away. You want to get off to a good start. After 2 minutes, seems easy so far.
The challenge is 24 hours. So.
If you ask someone in a 24-hour challenge after 2 minutes, how's it going? They will literally reply with, I just got here.
And then after 5 minutes,
body in overdrive.
Your heart and breathing rhythm soar. Your heart rate will be for almost 24 hours straight. Over 100 beats per minute.
Probably. After 50 minutes, body makes you slow down. If your strategy is on point, then you don't have to slow down after 50 minutes.
You should have a steady pace for the first 3 hours.
Basically what you have to do is you have to make sure you're not getting close to failure. 3 reps away from failure, even more sometimes, and doing that every time.
After 35 minutes, hunger kicks in. 2 reasons why not. You should have eaten before the challenge. The second reason, as soon as you start a workout, your body will start producing the hormone leptin more, which will decrease your hunger. After 45 minutes,
trembling arms.
Your arms start to tremble. These are the first signs of muscle fatigue. I hope not 45 minutes in.
You need to stay away from fatigue as much as possible. 14 hours in, then it might get more tiring, and then you get some shaking going on.
The same goes for the next one. 1.5 hours in, muscle weakening trends. Imagine this happening and you still have to go like, oh, I still have 22 hours to go.
After 2 hours,
you take your first break. The hardest thing to get right now is you need to do so many push-ups. There's almost no time for a break. After 3 hours, sloppy posture. There are rules. You can't go sloppy.
Maybe he doesn't get the world records.
Maybe he fails. We'll find out at the end.
We'll find out.
After 4 hours, chugging vitamin drinks. I would do it continuously throughout the entire...
And also make sure to get your electrolytes in.
I would actually be drinking and eating carbs the entire time.
Sugars. Maybe the gels.
Gels.
Yes. Convulsion in the upper arm. Your arms want to give up. The convulsions are unbearable. I really feel for him.
This story is crazy. It feels like we're gonna just end with like, he's now in his grave. After 6.5 hours, adrenaline rushes through the body. The adrenaline is at its highest level and keeps you going.
Then your body accepts the pain and just makes dopamine to get you going. After 7 hours, you start crying and screaming. You're in too much pain. You can hardly stand it anymore. Oh. Imagine being the judge of that. You starts to cry and scream, and you're like, rep 4,500. Then it happens. The switch flip.
Because after 10 hours, ignoring body signs.
Pain is only temporary. You start to accept and you start to think differently about life. You're mind over body.
After 12 hours, only 5 push-ups per minute.
You cannot do only 5 push-ups per minute if you want to break the world record. I mean...
After 14 hours, throwing up all over the floor. I thought this guy was ignoring the body signs and I was just like... Would this be possible? Yes, you could actually start throwing up. Like we said, during a workout, your body starts to focus on actually using the muscles rather than your digestive system. So if you start eating a lot, you might... After 16.5 hours, miserable state of mind and body. Completely exhausted, and you would prefer to just crawl into bed.
And then after 17 hours, muscle tears. Yo. Ooh, this next one. After 22 hours, toes are breaking. That's very relatable.
Yeah.
Because we did the Bring It Up challenge for multiple times. Like we tried it 4 times, I think.
Push-ups for 12 minutes straight.
And then your toes really start to hurt. This is underrated, man. People underestimate the effects it has on the toes.
After 23 hours, damage to the organs.
You can damage some organs if you push through too far, yeah.
Challenges, world records like these definitely could have irreversible effects to your body, muscles, organs. Okay, from now on, the video gets pretty weird. At least weirder than it already was. It ends with the guy being crippled for life, and then he dies. Okay, so let's back off a bit. What from this list is true. If you would be physically and mentally possible to push your body this far, then maybe
Even someone like David Goggins couldn't push himself so far that this
he would
happened.
stop. So realistically, there are two ways this could go. One, you complete the challenge and you would feel pretty terrible for the next few days.
And not die.
Maybe you have a lowered immune system and you would actually get sick and stuff like that.
Minor or bigger injuries you have to deal with.
Yeah. Two, you fail the challenge and you give up when you can't anymore. Which actually happened to the current world record holder. He stopped at 30,000 push-ups before the 24-hour timer was done and he just realized, I'm not gonna make it. But also, this was the first of 4 attempts, so he tried it 4 times, so he probably recovered pretty well those first 3 times.
Well, look at his elbows, by the way. Those are taped.
So has some cushioning for his hands, some soft ground, so he will not injure his wrist, which is very good. So that's the thing. Recently, the world record for most push-ups in 1 hour was broken with 3,054 push-ups. Then this guy would have already, back then especially, gotten that world record. And it's one of the longest standing world records, probably, that you can still break right now. I still think it's not real.
It's so hard to believe.
But let us know in the comments down below if you think this world record is real or fake. To us, this challenge seems pretty impossible.
But if you want to have a doable challenge,
Make sure to check out jumping rope every single day for 30 days straight and see what happens to your body. Subscribe for more about that.